Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Drunk on Rom-Coms. I am Coni.
And I'm Marie. I am so excited for today, but I feel like Connie's more excited.
Oh my gosh. You could not say, I'm going to say what we're doing. So
Okay,
we're going to be reviewing Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 version. And I cannot tell you that this movie lived rent-free in my mind every year since it came out. I kid you not, I was popping this in the DVD player. I had it.
Of course you did.
Every single day after school, like before I went to bed, just falling asleep with Mr. Darcy. Pretending I was Elizabeth.
That makes so much sense now.
Oh man, it was a beautiful film. It's still a beautiful film. And Marie hates everything about it.
No, I don't hate. But if I was trying to think if I had seen it before, and finally, after watching it, I can honestly say that I have not seen it before.
You 100% have.
Have I? Ooh, did not stay in my brain.
In college, when we used to share a room, I made you, your little Lisa.
Did I fall
someone
asleep?
Else. Oh, you may have. And we were all crying. And Lisa's like, oh, where am I going to find like a Mr. Darcy? You know what? Marie has blocked this out of her brain. It has been a while since we have been in college.
I definitely must have buried it in a file cabinet in the back of my mind because nope.
You know, it was before I left to study abroad, so I feel like that was, you're like
part of the trauma.
Right. It was part of the trauma. It was like, no, I don't remember anything we did.
No, I will not retain this moment of joy after you leaving. Yeah. For the sake of this review, I'm going into this with fresh eyes as a 30-something.
Yes, I do agree. We are now older than they were. So,
all right, let's jump right into it. Pride and Prejudice 2025. Whoop, I already messed this up.
Drink more.
Side tangent. We have our drinks ready to go. I have my Love is Blind chalice with red wine, and then Connie has pre-made mimosa.
Yeah, from Costco, which I love Costco alcohol. It's cheap and it gets you there.
And they come in huge bottles.
They sure do. I already poured myself another
should.
round. That's what we're drinking today.
Okay, so we're going to be doing Pride and Prejudice, which came out in 2005. IMDb synopsis says, sparks fly when spirited Elizabeth Bennet meets single, rich, and proud Mr. Darcy. But Mr. Darcy reluctantly finds himself falling in love with a woman beneath his class. Can each overcome their own pride and prejudice?
They said it.
They said the thing.
Wow. I'm always surprised, and I will say this every single time. I am always surprised at what IMDb puts on their thing because I don't think spark flew at all. It was like hatred. Is it like a lightning rod of hate? Because I think that's what it was. But let me tell you.
Tell me.
The soundtrack to this movie is ethereal.
Wow.
I would play it like on repeat when I was writing my papers for grad school because it was just so pretty and I could concentrate.
And is this going to be music at your wedding?
Maybe. Why are you putting on my secrets out there, Marie? Just kidding.
Oh, my bad.
Anyway, so this movie starts out with the most beautiful soundtrack. They really do like to establish that they live in humble, like, abodes. This fucking house would probably cost like billions and billions of dollars right now. Like,
it's a shack in this world, Connie.
Oh, well, yeah, apparently. I mean, everyone's living in castles and they're in like this little tiny home, which is 5 rooms probably.
Well, no, because don't the sisters like share rooms? So that's how you know.
Like,
poor.
Yeah, I guess they're poor. Anyway, they're preparing like to go to a ball because Mr. Bingley is coming. Really, they just know how much he makes, and I love that. Honestly,
I don't even know what you look like. Don't care.
No, isn't that what they said? Like they can look like have warts and all, and it doesn't matter because they're rich.
It's what's the most important thing in this time period, which to be fair, that's what you needed to survive, though. Like, as a lady, what are you doing? Working? Especially
in this house with, like, 5 children who none of them are men, which is really important in this, like, piece of information. So let's go through the list of sisters, which is, I'm going to list my least favorite. And then go it from there.
I'm going to see if I remember each of them. Go.
Mary. Poor thing. She's just the black sheep of the family.
They really emphasize that with her darker clothing and her moody attitude.
Probably 14? I don't know. Then there's Kitty. I'm sorry. I'm changing that. Lydia.
I get these ones confused.
Yeah, they're like the same. I think they're only like a year apart.
Okay.
But Lydia is troublesome. Kitty just follows whatever Lydia does. And then I don't have a favorite between these two because I love them the same. It's Jane or Lizzie.
That's fair. I do love them both equally as well.
I feel like this dad is a trooper with the mom being how she is.
This mom, we'll get into her later, but this mom.
Yeah, we'll get into her later, but and then 5 daughters.
And I assume they kept having children to try to get a boy to be like the heir or whatever. And I could totally see the mom after whoever the youngest one is out of all of them. Is it the goth child or is it the Kitty person?
I think
whichever one's the youngest. I'm sure when she had finally popped out, the mom was like, "Nope, I'm done. This is going to be a husband problem we have to figure out later. I'm not giving you any more."
I mean, I wouldn't.
No,
like after that 5th one, you could die at that time. No. So they all gotta find men, and how you do that is by going to balls.
Go to balls. I love balls.
Go to balls. Yeah, me too. So they're at this ball, they're dancing, and can I just say that they all look so sweaty at this?
Did they? At this?
Yes.
It looked like a farmhouse, but I understand it was a nice fancy house.
Yes. I feel like this was really true to the, old time. Like they're just having it at some random person's house in this tiny little ballroom area. They're all dancing, and they all look like they're sweating. Their hair is just all over the place.
This was the clubbing back in the day.
Yeah,
that was clubbing for them. So of course they're gonna be all hot and sweaty and like no room to do anything.
And then the 3 people arrive. So it's Mr. Darcy, Mr. Bingley, and then the sister, which I don't
remember her name.
I don't know
either.
her name.
What color?
Sister Bingley.
Sister Bingley.
Yeah, I'm sure her last name is Bingley too. So they all showed up, and everyone kind of just stopped and stared.
Like, literally the music stopped. I was like, it almost gave me like Volturi vibes when they like were standing there.
And I guess they parted the seas and they just walked down the freaking ballroom. And then I really like this part. And it was really early into the movie where he kind of just like did a double stare at her while walking, and he noticed her.
Like instantly. Yes. Double take. I'll give you that. But it was very subtle.
It was.
Like he saw, or I don't think she saw yet.
No, she was definitely like staring at the floor because, they have to like curtsy to these men. And he stared at her first. And then when she like came up from the curtsy, she like locked eyes. And then that was that. I don't think I was supposed to do that.
But then once they finally crossed the room, so instead of standing on one side of the room, they went to go stand on the other side of the room. And then the music like just picks up again. Like, okay, anyway, back to the party.
Yeah. And then I guess they're not talking to anybody, but people are going up to them to introduce themselves like they're royalty. I don't understand. They're not the king and queen.
But they have money, Coni. They have money. Befriend them and get money. That's the name of the game.
All they have to do is just sit there or stand there and look smug.
I thought Mr. Bingley was adorable.
He is like a golden retriever.
Yes.
In a person. He is a little aloof for me. I don't know if I would ever go. I feel like I need the dark, handsome men like Darcy. This guy was too much for me. And he danced with Jane most of the night and was,
That was a good sign.
Yeah. It was just the weirdest thing, though. It's like, oh, here's my daughter. Like, the mom's like, here's my daughter. Yeah. Here's the ugly, whatever, Charlotte. And she honestly hated her.
Was this also the first time that the mom got drunk at a party? Because this mom got drunk almost at every party.
I don't think it was the first time, but she will get drunk and just start gossiping and just giving her opinion.
Goes.
Yes, she was one of those ladies who just doesn't care. She has no filter. And apparently it's okay to speak badly about your daughter's best friend in front of people.
In front of so many. Like, yeah, I wish she wasn't so ugly, but what can you do? At least she's not my daughter. That's basically what she said.
But this is one of like the times where it shows how stuck up Darcy is. Literally, he's told Bingley that, oh, you're dancing with the most beautiful woman in the ballroom. Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, the sister's not so bad.
Right.
And he's all like, well, she's not pretty enough for me.
Like, she's average.
She's average. And she heard.
Coni, I don't understand the interest.
To me, seeing this movie like 1,000 million times, it was just his way of not seeming too interested.
I'm sure. I guess.
Anyway, they met, and that was the first ball that they attended.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everybody knows that Mr. Bingley, do we know his first name?
I want to say everyone's name was Fitzwilliam. Let me do a quick Google search right now.
Okay, well, you do that. I'm still harboring on, like, I don't know if, like, I was at a party with you and your mom, and then all of a sudden your mom is like, yeah, Marie's just ugly.
She would never say that.
But can you imagine, though? I'd be like, I don't know what to say to this. I'm over here trying to get suitors, and you're spreading this rumor that I'm ugly.
Okay, why did you go to she's the man? I am ugly. Anyway, so his name is Charles.
Charles. Okay, that sounds accurate for this time period.
Yeah, and the sister's name is Caroline. And Darcy's first name is Fitzwilliam, which is the only one that I knew.
Of course.
He doesn't have a first name. He's just Darcy.
It's just Darcy. Got it. Okay, yeah. Okay. That's why I want to make sure with Bingley. Like, do I just call him Bingley? Because I'm going to get really confused. I get stressed out with a lot of people. So,
Bingley, Darcy, Sister Bingley. Anyway, so I guess Caroline sent a letter to the sister, Jane, inviting her to dine. And the fucking mother was like, no, you're not taking the carriage. You're either walking or riding horseback.
This is pretty amazing, though. It's pretty amazing, Coni.
Is it? I mean, it is diabolical is what it is.
She's thinking like miles ahead of everyone when it comes to selling off her daughters. You know what I mean? Like she knows.
And you know what? It did rain that day. So that means that when she got to Bingley's place, she was already sick, which I didn't know illnesses work that way.
What do you mean?
Well, it's like not instantly sick. You're like a day, like maybe 2 days go by when the virus takes hold. And she was like sneezing instantly when she got to the house.
It's movie magic sickness.
Yes. Anyway, she had to stay because naturally that's what you do.
So, oops, I guess you have to stay for a few days and bond with this man.
Yes. And then Lizzie's like, well, I'm going to go and visit my sister because she's sick.
Now, do you think she was like, ooh, I hope what's his name is there?
Probably. Only because she hates him, right? So I think it was it was to just spite him. Like, I'm going to go and I hope he's there so that he sees me because he called me ugly. And I'm going to go with my hair down.
But she was like in her farmhouse outfit, hair down look, which I feel like he was really into.
I think he was into everything from the get-go. Hair up, hair down, clothes, no clothes.
No, Coni, this was a PG movie.
I know. They barely kissed.
Barely.
Basically, that was it. Like, everyone and their mom showed up to their house to go pick up Jane.
Yes, but before the whole family got there, though, there was a part where she was with Catherine and everybody was hanging out in the drawing room.
Oh, my God. I hate this part.
And there was this thing about just, what is it? Do we take a stroll about the room? Or
a turn about the room.
Thank you. I'm so uncultured.
I mean, as a lady, no electricity, and all you can do is read books. What do you do? Well, Darcy explained it. His version of like the perfect woman is they have to play the piano. They have to like sew or learn how to like, embroider.
Craft.
Be the caretaker of the house, have children, and most importantly, read, because they need to have their own minds. And then Elizabeth's like, well, but he was kind of describing her like a little bit. And like Caroline Bingley was so jealous. She has been jealous since like, I don't know,
the ball?
The ball. Anyway, so
we get our first is it our first physical contact when she's leaving?
Oh my God. Yes. yes. This is the hand flex
heard around the world.
Oh my God. So they're leaving. Everyone's like going up on the carriage. Lizzie's walking out. And then here comes Mr. Darcy out of nowhere. He's just like, whoa, like walking, holds her, like grabs her hand to make her go up the carriage. And then she looks at him like, why are you touching me?
Right.
Kind of a thing. And then he's like, okay, or I don't know. He said probably like goodbye. I don't know. I blacked out.
Have a safe trip or something.
Right? You can just see how he walks away, and then the camera pans to his hand, just like flex. Like it physically not hurt him, but like physically did something to him just by touching her.
It like affected his entire body for just being in physical contact with her. I can't unsee the little Arthur fist meme every time I look at the Darcy fist.
And that happened pretty early in the movie. Like this was peak Elizabeth hates him. And he's
part.
Right. And he's like, I don't know what's happening to me that I like this woman.
So yeah, Jane got better. She goes home. Everybody's home now. And I think we're evolving now into the cousin showing up.
Oh my gosh.
As the next big situation. Mr. Collins, okay, he needs to take over the family's estate and has to marry a sister. Couldn't have Jane because that was looking real good with Mr. Bingley. So now he's moving to Lizzie. And then Lizzie does an amazing rejection, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, she just obviously doesn't want to marry him. She's a lot independent, and he is like, I need someone to take care of me, and regardless of whether you look pretty or not. Why does everyone think she's not pretty? Anyway, I want you. And she's just like, no, I cannot and will not ever accept you. He's an awkward man. He doesn't know how to read a room. I think that's just what it is.
But you can't knock him for his confidence. I'll give him that. You know, he's got the confidence to have the hard conversations and stand up and be heard.
Yeah, because he's a man.
He's a small man.
Anyway, during all of this, the militia is in town. And this is where we kind of meet Wickham, who is the Temu version of Orlando Bloom.
He is! I have that in my notes too.
When I first watched this movie, there was maybe 0.2 seconds that I was like, is that him? This cannot be him. I'm sure they had Orlando Bloom
on the short list.
On the short list, and they're like, well, we can't get him, but you'll do.
Like, literally could be a long lost twin.
I don't know if this has ever happened. I want them to just stand next to each other. Anyway, he's very much a likable character. He's not a likable character. He's, well, to the person that he's always speaking to, he's very much like
charming. I mean,
charming, yes.
I say that, Connie, because coming into this, thinking this was the first time I was watching this, I was like, okay, Mr. Wickham.
Oh no.
Like, what is this all about? You seem like a great guy. Ooh, there's gonna be some fun love triangles happening. Who's she gonna pick? And then obviously that changed immediately.
You know, the only time, I'm gonna do a side tangent, the only time that there was a Pride and Prejudice, like, I don't know, whatever, a storyline, it's this show called Lost in Austin, where this woman like gets trapped in the book, this woman from our time. And this was the only time where Wickham wasn't painted in a bad picture. And she even said, like, oh my God, Jane Austen's probably rolling around in her grave right now because he was an actual nice character in this show. Anyway, Wickham looks like a fuckboy. He is a fuckboy, and Lizzie is enamored by him.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
She's not into it, you know. It's charming enough.
They're walking, and then they see Darcy and Bingley, and they get invited to this, you know, other ball, but you can see the glare, the death glare that is happening between the two, you know, Darcy and Wickham, and it's
like, well, I hate you. Well, I hate you more.
And then Lizzie's like, well, why do you not like each other? And then Wickham's like, well, his dad loved me more than him. He couldn't stand it.
Yeah, I think that was a turning point for me where I was like, uh-oh, that doesn't sound good.
Uh-oh. Something's happening here that I did not like.
Something's a brewing, because I know she's supposed to end up with Mr. Darcy. So where is this guy's flaws? Oh, there they are.
Anyway, fast forward to the second ball. And this ball is a disaster. Mind you, Mr. Collins is just trying to follow around Lizzie. He's whatever. Lizzie hates Darcy for whatever Wickham said. Mary, girl, she's playing and singing on the piano, and they kind of just stopped her, and she's girl.
She's trying to build confidence, Connie. She's got to practice. She practiced all week.
And she can practice at home.
But also, like, Mary, like, there's literally a group of ladies just laughing at you. Like, not even hiding it. Just like, this is bad.
And then the mom was gossiping and being drunk.
So drunk.
The whole night. Saying how, like, Jane is going to marry Mr. Bingley. And that's, like, a no-no.
Especially when it hasn't happened yet.
But this is the part where Darcy asks her to dance. One, he said he doesn't dance. And then two, she says yes right away. And there was no pause. She's like, hey, Lizzie. Wait, this is my reenactment. Hey, Lizzie, do you want to, like, dance with me? And she's like, yes. No hesitation. And then, I mean, this was really romantic in my eyes, but the whole ballroom disappeared, and it was just them two dancing towards the end. And I'm like,
very romantic, very sweet, even though everyone hates each other for some reason, but also love. It's complicated.
I love it. Anyway, they stayed until, like, morning. I've never done that. I've never stayed at a party past, like, 2 a.m.
That's probably like max.
Max. And if I stay, I was sleeping the night. I was not leaving at, like, 5 or 6
in the morning, already hungover. Like, just take me home. I don't even know how long it took us to get here by horse. Throw it up on the side of the carriage.
But after this ball and
didn't
everything,
time go by or whatever.
Time went by, but Charlotte comes over to Lizzie. And she goes, hey, bestie, remember your cousin that, like, proposed to you 2 weeks ago? Well, I'm going to marry him.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. And she's all like, you don't even like him. And this is my favorite quote. She goes, I'm 27 years old. I'm trying to do a British accent.
Do a British accent. Here we go.
I've got no money. No, I can't do it.
How did it get worse?
I sounded like a Valley girl. I've got no money.
I got no money.
And no prospects. I'm already a burden to my parents. And then she goes, and I'm frightened. And I said, aren't we all?
If that wasn't the most relatable quote in this entire movie.
You know, when I was 27 years old, I'm pretty sure that I wrote this somewhere on Facebook, on Instagram. I think I was in the same predicament. I'm like, how do I get a husband at this age?
Because this terrible spinster age.
Yeah, because apparently at this point in your life, you're already halfway dead back in the day.
It's true too. Although, I don't know, look at the not Bentley. I keep wanting to say Bentley. Bennett parents. I mean, they've gotten pretty far.
Yeah, but I think we think that maybe he was like 55.
He's probably like 42.
Anyway, so time passes by while she's swinging. And when I was little, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this country? Why is it like sunny one day? Like in the same hour it's raining. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute. Time is passing. Just like when Bella was in the window.
I assume that's where that got inspiration from.
Anyway, she's all like, well, I better put on my big girl pants and go visit my bestie because she's now married.
I don't know if I would be that mad at her because like you said, no, she's gotta at least have somebody, and there's this person willing to take care of her forever. Sure, why not? This is where we live.
Why not?
Everyone thinks I'm ugly anyway, thanks to your mom.
Honestly, there's probably like a rumor like, oh my god, this girl Charlotte, don't go near her.
So ugly.
She is like going to never end up with anyone.
Literal gargoyle. Like, I can't.
So they go see her, and we see that Darcy is also there with another friend.
Of course he's there.
Because why not? Well, he's her nephew. Because she's all like, oh, my nephew's here. He's eventually going to marry my, well, we don't know that yet, but we meet the deathly ill daughter.
This is also the fun time frame where cousins are cool to marry cousins. What a time.
Isn't that weird? Like,
it's weird.
Oh, hey,
it's weird.
My aunt, you know, has a daughter, and we're gonna like just marry each other once, you know, she's of age. Well, we found out, his friend kind of spilled the beans that Darcy was the one that kind of separated or stopped anything going further between Jane and Mr. Bingley, because by now Bingley left. He's in London with the sister because time has passed, obviously.
Of course, time.
And she is fuming, right? She's all like, oh my god, this fucking guy, he's first Wickham, now my sister, and
strike
two. And she's like, I need to leave, right? So she goes to this gazebo looking area, and he does not know how to read the room either, because I could tell she was not happy with him being there. And he just like proposed out of nowhere.
So because again, I don't remember anything, I thought this happened at the end of the movie. So I was like, oh, are we already here? And I'm like, no, we're barely halfway. And I'm like, did he pour his heart out after she was like, fuck you?
Oh, he did, but not before saying, I love you despite your family, despite everything, that you have no money. I would have also said no, sir.
He literally was like, so I know your family sucks. But you're still pretty cool. Like, I think this could work. You just have to cut them off forever because they're an embarrassment to society. Except
your sister.
She's still hot. Let's carry on.
Yeah, you cannot expect that to go well.
I don't know what the goal was. Was he really thinking that was going to work?
I think so, because he's just that prideful that he's like, well, I got money. I am handsome. She's gonna say yes because she has no money and she's ugly.
It's the prejudice for me, Coni. It's the prejudice.
And they almost had this hate kiss, which I thought would have been so hot. And then, the day passed, whatever. He went to the house, gave her a letter, and then left. Which I was like, you were there, sir. You could have spoken to her. But whatever. The letter made it suspenseful or whatever. In it, he spoke about, the Wickham stuff and how he was evil because he was trying to marry the sister for money, and that he was just acting as a friend because he didn't think that Jane was, liking Bingley, whatever. And then she kind of changed her tune, but they didn't see each other for months after that. Like
a while, right?
A while.
A good chunk of time.
Yeah. A good chunk of time. She didn't tell anybody that, he proposed. I would have told you instantly. Like, girl. Guess
Let
what
me
happened?
talk about this hate kiss. It almost happened.
And then he proposed and I said no, and I kind of regret it.
That was a lot. And then I'm like, how is there still more? What else is happening?
Like 30 more minutes to this movie. Anyway, we fast forward. She's on this trip with her aunt and uncle, and they magically found themselves going to his house because it's like a museum. I don't know.
Like that must be really something. Like if you're that rich, people could just show up to your house /castle /mansion and just wander, because apparently you have a lot of fun things to see. And I'm like, is there a tip jar? Like, do you how does that work? Do they feed you? Is this free?
She was caught snooping, obviously.
Well, I mean, wouldn't you though?
100%. Once they went separate ways, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna mosey on over here. And she got caught. She ran away. I'm like, girl, just own it.
I literally saw you.
You made eye contact.
She ran so fast. Like, I made it out of the house.
And then he appeared out of nowhere either, because he was also running.
He had to have been running.
Somehow he transported himself to where the aunt and uncle were staying, and he asked him, like, hey, stay for dinner. They had a good day until she got a letter. What is it with the letters here?
So many letters. Very dramatic. The whole thing was, this letter basically said that not Kitty, but the other one, Mary? Nope,
Lydia.
Lydia ran off with, drumroll please, Mr. Wickham.
Mr. fucking Wickham. Oh my God. And she's not, she was like, she's not but 15. So she's 14. They found them. They ran away. They didn't even marry each other at first. They just ran away, which is horrible for that time, because, you're
basically a whore.
You're damaged goods after that if it doesn't work out. We don't know this, but Darcy found them. Darcy paid Wickham off. And she's here acting like, oh my God, look at my ring. I am going to be a lady now. Like, bitch, you deserve whatever is coming to you.
And you kind of see it a little bit at the end when she says bye to her family and then they leave on the carriage.
Gosh.
That freaked me out, because she's saying bye all cute, and then you see Wickham pull her down to sit down because she's not being a lady.
Abusive is what it is.
So that's kind of a dark ending of that storyline.
He gets transferred somewhere, and she's probably not happy, because she's gonna grow up, right? She's a child. She doesn't know any better.
She's probably gonna be pregnant and he leaves, and then
best case scenario is he dies, because he's in the army. Anyway, so after that, Darcy tells Bingley, you gotta put your big pants on and you're gonna go and propose to Jane, because...
Can you imagine being Mr. Bingley and how confused you must be? I'm like, hey man, didn't you say that this was a terrible idea and I shouldn't be listening to my heart?
And also, time has passed. A year maybe has passed.
Probably, yeah.
And I don't think they've seen each other since. So I'm like, okay, there's still love there, because the guy proposes and she says yes 1,000 times yes.
Immediately.
Immediately. There's no hey, I'm gonna have you beg a little bit before I say yes. There's no self-preservation for her. She's just like, okay, I want to get out of this house.
Right. Like before you change your mind or whatever, like, let's go.
Yeah. So they have a happy ending.
Yay.
Next thing you know, it's the middle of the night and this bitch, Lady Catherine, comes and is like, hey, I need to speak to this bitch, Lizzie. And she's all like, are you dating my nephew? Did he propose to you? Because he's going to marry my, ill child. And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I just want you to play Lizzie in a reenactment.
Like, I have no clue. He, you say it's impossible. Like, yes, he did. Yes,
But like,
totally.
he did though.
Yeah,
like, look at me. Obviously, he did.
Yeah, yeah. I am so special.
But you crazy bitch. I don't know what you're talking about. You lies.
Lies. And then he appears in this middle of this field, coming to her, and somehow she's out there as well. Like, she got up and they met in this field, misty, very romantic, very cold, I'm assuming.
Not important.
Not important. And he's all like, hey bitch, if your feelings were of what they were last April, like, let me know, but I love you.
I still love you, but if you hate me, just tell me you hate me some more.
Just tell me.
Kind of into it.
And in my mind, it was like the Nick from New Girl. It's like, don't yell at me or I'm gonna fall in love with you. Yeah. And then she's all like, you know what? Your hands are cold, but I'm touching you, so that must mean that I say yes. And then, they lived happily ever after.
Well, that's when one of the lines, probably my favorite line, I guess, from the movie, I think is in the fog scene, where he says that you have bewitched me, body and soul. My heart.
And they only kiss that one time at the end.
Not even like it started with like, I think a hand kiss, because in my notes I literally wrote it down. I was like, the first kiss is a hand kiss. Boo.
Where's the snacks?
But what was amazing is like at the end, fast forward, they're having a picnic at night. I don't know. But like you see like his bottom half of his legs, and I was like, whoa, it's a lot of legs, buddy. Scandalous.
I know. What was more scandalous, I guess, in that time was when he was walking and he had like a little like V-neck situation going on.
Little chest hair poking.
That's when you know that he was relaxed.
That was Pride and Prejudice.
Hell yeah.
Coni, that is such a long movie. It is a full 2 hours.
And 8 minutes.
And 8 minutes. But I'm glad we got through it. Now I want us to jump into our Take Me on the Piano segment. These are moments in the movie that we thought were pretty freaking hot and sexy. And even though this is technically like, a period piece, it's not a lot of like blatantly sexy things, but there are subtle sexy things that we just love so much.
I have 8. Well, there's some stuff that we touched on, and I'll go ahead and just like breeze on by. It was the hand flex, obviously. The double stare at the beginning when he asked her to dance and the whole ballroom disappeared. And then so this was when she was actually playing the piano, the Lady Catherine's the Bird's house.
Yeah.
And he comes up to her and was all like, or she was like, hey, are you coming in here to like mess my groove up? And he was like, I don't really talk to people because I'm shy. Like, that's why I wasn't really like going all out when I first met you. And he was trying to just, like pour his heart out, and I felt it. Anyway, the almost hate kiss. All the vulnerable moments with Darcy. So towards the end of the movie, especially when he's with his sister, he smiles.
Oh my gosh, that like threw me off so much.
I know.
Like, whoa, teeth.
Yes, and he looks so cute. He looks very sweet. And it's what Book Talk says is when his eyes soften or his face softens, That's exactly what happens towards the end. You have bewitched me body and soul, and then how he says, I love you, because he couldn't get it out. And then, of course, the last quote, which was Mrs. Darcy, Mrs. Darcy, Mrs. Darcy.
I would just like to point out, and correct me if I'm wrong, Connie, but I don't think Connie has ever had this many take me on the piano moments in movies, in a movie that's rated PG.
It is definitely the most I've ever had. And it's not even like sexy scenes.
But to be fair, all of those are 100% valid. Because we love lingering, we love the yearning, we love the softening, and the slow burn of falling in love. Although I feel like in his world it was not a slow burn of falling in love. Like, he loved her immediately. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct. He was intrigued immediately.
Because I feel like you took all of the clear take me on the piano moments. Clear. These were the other two that I had that I can actually add to. Yay! It was really any time that Lizzie would like go off on him, whether it was like really any time, but when like her quick wit would be coming at him, or like her insults when they were arguing and had almost hate kiss. I loved it because it was like she would say all these things and be like, God, like, Mr. Darcy, like, you're like the freaking worst. And his face would be like, well, I'm into whatever this is. And then the other part that I always love whenever this exists, and obviously it's in Bridgerton all the time, is dance banter when you're with your potential something, whether you're together or like thinking about being together. But it's that flirty banter while you're dancing, because like you have to be so close and then come apart, and everything's choreographed, so there's like mild physical contact, and then more flirting, and I just so good.
I agree with those things. Yes. I loved everything about this movie. I love it so much.
Let's jump into our why are you like this? Moments in the movie that made us question characters' decisions, even though they're being really shitty, and we probably hate them so much, or are just, very annoyed with them. There's a few moments here for sure.
Well, I'm doing a why are you like this on the mom. One, because she called the best friend ugly.
Yeah, that's right.
any chance that she had to just call Charlotte ugly, she took it.
She really did, drunk or sober.
Yeah. And it happened like instantly. Like, movie begins, it's like, the less desirable Charlotte. She can't win this Bingley. Also, when Lydia got married, and she was like, oh my gosh, she ruined our family. She ran away. And then all of a sudden she's married. And she's like, my baby is married. I can't believe it.
I can't imagine what poor Mr. Bennet has to deal with from this woman.
Also, when she's like, you have to marry Collins. No one else will marry you. You won't get another marriage proposal. I'm like, girl.
Which is crazy.
But I mean, she's a mom, right? She's trying. I'm gonna devil's advocate. She's trying to. I'm devil's advocating myself. I get what she's trying to do, okay? Next is obviously Mr. Wickham.
Obviously Mr. freaking Wickham.
Yeah. We hate him.
He bamboozled me so hard.
Oh, damn it, Marie. You would have fallen for his little tricks.
Curse you.
And he is a physically pretty man. Like, not hot. He is pretty. Beautiful. Yeah, he's pretty. Anyway.
Solid skin.
The sister Bingley, she is very much entitled and wants in Darcy's pants so hard. So hard. My next one is Collins. He doesn't do anything bad. It's just I find
well, no, he doesn't know how to read the room, as you said, I think earlier.
Yeah. I think he's just in his own mind.
Like 6 foot 6.
Yeah, yes. He has, what is it, the Napoleon complex or whatever?
Yes.
He got what he wanted in the end, but he was annoying doing it.
But you know what I was kind of happy about? I felt like him and Charlotte kind of went really well together.
They're gonna have a happy life. And then my last one is Lydia. I hated her from the start. No matter what, she was the troublemaker. And then when she married Wickham, that was the last straw for me. Like, you get what you deserve.
Right. I feel like that was how that was supposed to play out. And then I guess Lady Catherine is another great why are you like this character. And I thought it was pretty impressive her showing up to the house, to the Bennett house, to basically berate Lizzie. And then it's like, I don't know what we were trying to get at either at this point. Like, I feel like you're talking to the wrong person.
Oh, absolutely. Like, what was she going to do? Stop the wedding? And clearly that didn't happen. So
what are we doing?
Yeah. Old lady.
And then just one more thing about Mr. Wickham and how I was clearly bamboozled. There was a part when it was like a part of, I know I shouldn't call it their meet cute, but that's what I'm going to call it, but their first interaction together. He did this thing. I guess they were like shopping for ribbon and he was like talking to them. And he did some magic, like with like the coin behind the ear. And I was like, and he knows magic.
Marie!
I know.
You would have, married him.
Like, damn it.
I could not have saved you. I'd be like, nerd. No.
It is time for final thoughts, Connie. I feel like we have a lot of thoughts about this movie already. But tell me more. Tell me more about your thoughts.
Okay, I'll try to keep it, short and sweet. The director of this movie specifically told Keira Knightley not to pout throughout the film because, she has, in all her films, she has a distinct pout. Like, I can't do it because I don't have her lips, but I'm sure it's like when she did do it.
Like that.
I saw it, but I think it's just how her lips rest. And
it's like, it's just my face, man. I don't know what you want from me.
I know. It's just my face. Anyway, you already know how I feel about this movie. It is one of my favorites of all time. And you can tell, actually, because I never said an actor's name on here.
That's true.
Usually,
except Keira Knightley, I guess, but
But now, right? Like,
yeah.
I called her Lizzie throughout the thing, so I know this movie back of my hand, front of my hand. I was telling Robert. He was all like, why don't you just, like, if you've seen it all, like, why do you need to take notes? And I was like, because I do. I'm in a different mindset. And like, let me watch the movie.
Did you make him watch it? Did you watch it with you?
Obviously. So when we first started dating, one of my requirements for him was to watch this movie with me. And this was like maybe a year ago or two. He's all like, oh, I think I saw this with you already. And I was like, I'm pretty sure you did. Like, I think it's just a part of the initiation to date me. Is you just gotta watch Pride and Prejudice. Even though at the beginning Darcy is very much a grumpy old man, I will always fall in love with a character once they show their vulnerability, their sweet side, because we understand, and the book explains it a lot better. Obviously, this is like a 2-hour movie, but you know, if you read the book, you'll understand the intricacies of his character and why he is the way he is. And you see why, Lizzie fell in love with him towards the end. And then there's, I'll say one more thing. There is a good series, which is where Colin Firth is the original Darcy, obviously. It's a BBC series. So obviously Pride and Prejudice. And it is very much close to the book. It's like over 4 hours.
Damn!
Or 4 hours because it's broken up. Obviously, it's a series. Yeah, if people want to watch that, I obviously recommend it. But the 2005 version actually, is the one that gets to me in my heart. And you know what I'm going to say? I will take 0 shots for this movie. I love it. I watch it as much as I can. Those are my final thoughts.
Amazing. One of the first things that I did note as soon as we started watching the movie, because I made Kevin and I watched this together too, is I had to turn subtitles on because Coni, I don't know what it is about British movies in general. It's really hard for me. And like Regency
100%.
era movies, I'm like, I feel like this is really witty conversation happening, and I don't know if I'm really slow and can't, like, my brain is too slow to comprehend like how quick this wit is. Give me some subtitles so at least I can read some of these burns or compliments or whatever.
Yeah.
This movie is so interesting. And Connie knows this about me too. Like, I have a really hard time with the like broody and grumpy love interest. Like, what is it? The like grumpy sunshine trope aspect of this, because like literally as soon as it was like the first scene of him coming in there, I'm like, he coming in like Mr. Scrooge, and every time he'd be like mumble mumble mumble, bah humbug, and she'd be like witty thing.
Blah blah blah, witty thing.
And then he just like grumbles all time. And then yes, to your point, with the vulnerability coming into play and all the nice things that he did for her, fine. I feel like in this realm, you are Lizzie. I'll be Jane. Give me my golden retriever.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, please.
Because I swear to God, as soon as you say something shitty to me, out the door.
I think I fuck with the grumpy sunshine trope. I love it so much.
And I love that you love it. And clearly, I would be tricked very easily. But I would be swindled in this time period, unfortunately. Wow, wow.
Yeah. Wow, wow, wow.
Overall, it is a classic movie. I respect and enjoy it for everything it is. I will never be team Mr. Darcy. I don't know. I can't. There's too much grumpy.
It's okay. This is why we get along, okay?
I know, right?
You are team Edward. I am team Jacob. You are team Bigley. Bigley. I see Big. Bingley. And I am team Darcy. You know what? That's what I love about us.
This is why we work, Connie.
Yeah, exactly.
And honestly, I just want us to be invited to balls. I just want to go to balls and party all night and do dances that we just somehow know. So in regards to my ratings, though, don't get mad at me. I was going to say 5 shots if I have to watch this by myself, because I feel like I would enjoy it much more with you, and I would probably just still just do 1 shot with you. But so we'll average that. What is that? I don't know, 3.5. Okay, which I think is, we're gonna round that up to 4, because this still Regency era dialogue is tough for me, and that's a me problem. I understand that's a me thing. Maybe I need to read more. I don't know.
My thing is that I think if that we were to have watched this movie together, you would have enjoyed the crap out of my documentary and, reduce those shots.
Fair. But you told me that we did watch it together way back when. And
We did.
Honestly...
No, you've hated it since.
But I remembered the random question I wanted to ask you, because during this time period, women apparently had to have some kind of like skill to present to like be desirable or whatever. So I wanted to ask you, like, what do you think you would be doing, like, when they ask you like what your hobbies are as a lady, to like make you appealing to suitors?
My fun answer would be I can juggle. Hey, you want to see me juggle?
Is this doing it for you, buddy?
Hey. My serious answer would be I read a lot. So, I mean, maybe they don't like that because I will have intellectual.
Too much.
Too much. But yeah, those two.
I think that's pretty good.
I don't play piano. Do not put me in front of an instrument, please. How about you?
I play piano badly, and if I have direction, I can go slow enough. So I would probably say piano, but also I know my family wouldn't have one in the house anyway. So I'm like, I don't know, man. Maybe I could draw. Maybe that's what I would say. I'd probably draw you and do like caricatures.
Oh, that's sweet.
I don't know if it'll be enticing for anybody, but maybe.
I would enjoy a caricature. Just
Right?
don't do those, like, the ones that are on TikTok right now, the boardwalk caricatures where they're just like highlight all your imperfections. I would cry. So please do not.
Like, hey, have you ever felt self-conscious about this part of your body? What if I drew it 10 times the size? I just want us to go to balls. I want us to get dressed up and go to parties and be swooned and be yearned. That's all. That's all I want. So, is everybody love Pride and Prejudice just as much as Coni does? I feel like you do. I feel like everybody does.
Yeah, except for you.
Fair. All right.
Well, it is, like I mentioned before, the 20th anniversary this year.
Mm-hmm.
So it will be re-released in theaters. This is not sponsored.
Just really likes Pride and Prejudice, you guys.
If you can, go watch it. But yeah, I think I may actually go to it.
Go to the theaters and watch it? You nerd.
Yeah, I know, right? I'd be the only one in the movie theater. Watch.
That's not true. Robert would be there.
Yeah, of course. He'll be Mr. Darcy.
I hope he knows that he is Mr. Darcy.
He won't. He doesn't, but he will now. Anyway, oh my gosh, that was our review of Pride and Prejudice.
Woohoo!
Wow. Woohoo! Anyway, so we are now on YouTube. So please like, subscribe, do whatever you do on YouTube. We are at Drunk on Rom-Coms. So please look us up. And as always, we are on Instagram, Drunk on Rom-Coms, and we will promise to keep you entertained.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we will.
Yes. As always, I'm Coni.
And I'm Marie. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.